Good morning, everyone. This is Sajah Hassan with you, and today we have a new lesson for grade 7 and grade 8. الصف الاول متوسط والصف الثاني متوسط. Now, our lesson for today is the future simple tense with will. I have already explained the future simple tense with going to for grade 8. But in this lesson, we are going to focus on the future simple tense using will. In this lesson, we are going to learn two important things. The first one is how to form the future simple. And when I say form, I mean the affirmative form, the negative form, and the question form. And after that, you are going to learn the uses of the future simple because it's very important to learn how to use any tense in a correct way. Let's take a look for our sentences here. I will go to the mall tomorrow. She will go to the doctor next week. We will play in the garden. They will have lunch at the restaurant. Now, all these four sentences are future simple tense. Now, we're going to take a close look for them so that we're going to learn how to form the future simple tense in affirmative form. I will go. She will go. We will play. They will have. Now here we have three important parts. The first part is the subject. I, she, we, they, he, it, whatever subject, singular or plural, we're going to put it at the beginning of the sentence. And after that, of course, we have will. And finally, we have the verb. The verb here should be in base form. So we cannot add ed, s or ing to the verb here. As I said, it's base. فعل مجرد فقط من دون أي إضافات أخرى. Only the base form of the verb. Now, this is the affirmative. If I have a sentence like this, I will go to the mall tomorrow, and I want to change it to a question, all what I have to do is to reverse the place of will and put it at the beginning of the sentence, and just like that, I have a question. For example, will I go? Will she go? Will we play? Will they have? Now here, this is how to form a question. Will, subject, and of course again the base form of the verb, no ing, no s, no ed, only the base form of the verb. And this is how to form a question using the future simple tense with will. Now the negative. I will not go. She will not go. We will not play. They will not have. Now here, as you can see, what we do to change the sentence from affirmative to negative, we just add not after will. I will not. So we have the subject, will, and the not. Finally, the base form of the verb. So this is how we change the sentence from affirmative to negative by simply add not to the verb will. Contracted forms. Contracted forms أو الاختصارات, we have affirmative and the negative. Let's start with the affirmative. I will read. I'll read. You will read. You will read. He will read. He'll read. They will read. They'll read. We will read. We'll read. It will read. It'll read. Now, I have to tell you now, in contracted form, it's usually you use it with the speaking, not with the writing. يعني هنا بالاختصارات يفضل أنه نستخدمها بالمحادثة السبيكينج على الكتابة. يعني الكتابة يفضل أن تكون more formal رسمية أكثر بحيث تكون I will read. بس للسرعة أثناء المحادثة يفضل استخدام I'll read, you'll read كاختصار للمحادثة. بس يعني some people write it, but not all the people, but some people do. The negative. I will not read. I won't read. You will not read. You won't read. He will not read. He won't read. They will not read. They won't read. We will not read. We won't read. It will not read. It won't read. And again, we prefer to use this contracted form with the speaking, not with the writing. But some people do write it, so it's fine if you write it. Now let's move on to the most important part of our lesson for today is the uses of the future simple tense. We have 5 different uses of the future simple tense. Let's start with the first one. To offer to do something. لتقديم عمل شيء. لما تريد تقدم عرض أنه أنت سوف تقوم بعمل شيء معين، سوف تقوم بعمل شيء معين, we use the future simple tense. For example, Sarah, the telephone is ringing. David, I'll answer it. So here David offered to answer the phone. يعني هنا ديفيد قدم عرض أنه سوف يجيب على الهاتف. So use the future simple tense. The telephone is ringing. I'll answer it. Another example. I am really tired. I am falling asleep. I'll make you a coffee. So here David offered to make a coffee. يعني قدم عرض أنه سوف يعمل القهوة. So this is the first use, is to offer to do something. As you can see, the sentence here is affirmative. تلاحظون أن هنا الجمل فيها affirmative. Now, the opposite of offer is to refuse to do something. يعني عكس تقديم العرض رفض عرض أو رفض عمل شيء معين. When we say refuse to do something, بما أنه هي عكسها عكس الoffer, then of course it's going to be the negative. So we want to refuse something, we use the negative form with the future simple tense. I will not help you with your homework. I will not help you with your homework. He will not buy the house. So here refuse to do something, رفض عمل شيء, we use future simple tense, the negative form. Let's move on to the third thing. Request or order. لما نريد نقدم طلب أو نأمر شخص بعمل شيء, we use the future simple tense with will. And of course because it's a request or order, بما أنه هو طلب أو أمر, so we are going to use the question form. Will you buy me water, please? Will you help me carry my bags? Will you? So here this is a request or an order. When we want to make a request on an order, we use the future simple tense, the question form. Promises and threats. Promises الوعود, threats تهديد. So when we want to make promise or threat, لما تريد توعد شخص أو تهدد شخص, you can use the future simple tense with will. For example, if you help me cook dinner, I will take you to the park. If you help me cook dinner, I will take you to the park. So here this is a promise. هنا وعد. إذا أنت عملت هذا الشيء أنا سوف أقوم بعمل شيء آخر. So this is a promise. A threat. Stop doing that or I will call the police. Stop doing that or I will call the police. So this is here, it's a threat. تهدد شخص معين, we use the future simple tense with will. Let's move on to number 5. Here we have predictions. التنبؤ. احنا ممكن نتنبأ بحدوث شيء بالمستقبل, تنبؤ, لكن هو ما أكيد راح يصير, مجرد توقع مثل ما نقول. فممكن نستخدم the future simple tense with will. إذا ما كنا متأكدين 100% إنه هذا الشيء سوف يحدث, نستخدم will. For example, I think Liverpool will beat Manchester United. I think Liverpool will beat Manchester United. So here, as you can see, it's only an predicate. يعني مجرد توقع, هو مو في شيء حيصير. يعني ممكن يفوزون, ممكن ما يفوزون, بس كتوقع استخدمنا will. I think a new window will cost $100. I think a new window will cost $100. The same thing here is only a predicate. هنا أيضا مجرد توقع. ممكن النافذة حتكلف فعلا $100, ممكن أكثر, ممكن أقل, بس كتوقع مستقبلي we use will. Now, if we were sure about something in the future, إذا كنا متأكدين إنه شيء معين راح يصير, من أقول متأكدين معناها إنه إحنا مثلا نتوقع المستقبل، لا، مثلا فشي إحنا مخططين إلى، محضرين إلى something planned. لما يكون something planned okay and we are certain about that يعني متأكدين من عنده، نستخدم going to. For example, I am going to buy a car tomorrow. إذا هذا الشخص هنا he is certain about this because he already have the money, he decide what car he is going to buy, so he said this sentence, I'm going to buy a car tomorrow. So when we are sure about something in the future, we use going to, but we are not sure, we use will. Now, let's move on to the exercise. Correct the verb using future simple. Now I'm going to read the sentences for you. He wear his grey suit at the party. I think it's rain tomorrow. If you vote for me, I reduce income tax. Reduce هنا معناها تقليل. Income tax ضرائب الدخل. Pass you the salt, please. Now, as usual, I want you to pause the video, okay? Bring paper and pencil, solve the exercise, and then after you finish, come again to the video, play it so that you can make sure that your answers are correct. Okay, let's solve it. He wear his grey suit at the party. He will wear his grey suit at the party. I think it's rain tomorrow. I think it will rain tomorrow. I think it will rain tomorrow. If you vote for me, I will reduce income tax. If you vote for me, I will reduce income tax. Now, number 4, pass you the salt, please. Now, here we have a question mark, so we should start with will. Will you pass the salt, please? Will you pass the salt, please? Okay, that was our lesson for today. I hope you understand and understand all the lessons, not only this lesson. Goodbye. See you at the beginning of the year.